Sapphire. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Oh, 7:02. Whoa, whoa.
Hey.
What's going on?
I'm good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm chilling. You know, I'm over here trying to get right. You know what I'm saying? Got my little coffee in my Cowboys mug.
Yep, I got my mug right here.
Your favorite team?
Yeah, right. I will never be a Cowboys fan.
What's been up with you? How the week going? Oh, you got your Santa hat on.
Oh, you're breaking up.
You said I'm breaking up?
Yeah, you're good now. Just a couple seconds ago.
Oh, I said you got your Santa hat on. What's going on?
I'm ready for the holidays. You know, I'm just trying to spread some Christmas cheer, you know. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas to those who celebrate holidays. So, you know, I'm just in the Christmas spirit. Christmas.
I was trying to get this live going on Facebook, but for some reason it's acting a little crazy. So we're gonna just go ahead and just leave this by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna start it off like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just now joining us, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you for joining us. If you have a business and you want to sponsor the show, please DM either one of us and we'll get back in contact with you immediately. But this part of the show is called our current events. So to start off our current events, have you heard about Steph Curry and his wife? Jesus. So supposedly Steph Curry and his wife, they doing the letting people in and out type deal, the Jada and Will type deal. What you got to say about that? Because I know you got something to say about that.
I do. I'm not sharing my meat.
Yo, but they've been together since they was like 15, 16, something like that. They've been together for a long time.
I think, honestly, once the COVID hit, a lot of these marriages, you notice a lot of these celebrity marriages, they just went haywire. One notable one, you know, Dr. Dre and his now ex-wife, Nicole Young, whatever. COVID really exposed a lot of these relationships. And aside from that, I feel like to have an open marriage, you got to have thick skin. I don't recommend it because there's too many STDs out here. You got, again, the COVID. And it's like, you don't know what people have. Like, stop. You can't all this sharing each other. No, I mean, I just think that they're opening a can of worms. Like, look at Will and Jada. They're swingers. They have an open marriage, and look how that's going. Like, August Alsina, the whole entanglement thing.
It's not going well for nobody, and that's what I'm saying. Working. Yo, listen, but you got to think about it, right? What do they say? Couple goals or
couple quote unquote
big goals or whatever they call it. They was like the perfect couple. They've been together in high school and they they cute and this, that, and the third.
All that good stuff, look,
they out here with a whole nother relationship, just Jada and Will in it, just straight Jada and Will in it. So like that kind of makes you wonder, like, yo, is like love real? Like, what you think? Like, is love real? Because then you got if after them you got who else was in the gossip this week? Megan Good and
Megan Good and her, that was crazy.
I don't even know dude's name, but I know he a pastor.
Yeah, he a pastor. Yeah, he's a pastor.
Yes. What's up with him though? Like, I didn't even know how that whole thing was working because she was like kissing Tyrese and then he's in the church preaching. Like, how does that even work? Like,
you know what? I was following up on it, and basically, like you said, he's a pastor. She was not so much a party girl, but her lifestyle. She liked to smoke. She liked to drink. And like you said, the roles that she was taking on in those movies. And then she felt like the church, they accepted her, but they really didn't accept her. They were monitoring, how she dresses, how she was acting, and they thought it wasn't going to work. But I think they hooked up. They started dating after remember the movie Jumping the Broom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when after they met, and then by the following year, couple years later, 2012, they were married. Now, bring us to 2021. They're getting divorced because through the whole marriage, they just grew apart. I feel like through prayer and counseling, they tried, but it just doesn't work. They weren't compatible. You got one person that's in the church, and see, the way I was raised, because I was raised with my grandparents, I kind of grew up in the church, with that whole religious, spiritual background. So, the do's and don'ts that are explained in the Bible. Like, for example, and it's not just Christianity, it's other religions. A lot of religions preach against not drinking, not doing drugs, not having premarital sex. So it's like you're in movies that are condoning this behavior, drinking and smoking. How long did you think that was going to last? And yeah, they put on a front for everybody. But as you can see, he filed from divorce for her. You can go on there. Yeah, he filed divorce. Her. Yes.
So that means that she wasn't beat for listening. She was done.
She tried. No, they said throughout most of the marriage, she tried to assimilate. She was in the church. She was accepting. They even wrote a book together. I think they even practiced celibacy before they actually got married. So they did try. But unfortunately, they just grew apart, and then they didn't have any kids but she even said she didn't want kids. She like myself. I'm still kind of on the fence about having kids. Megan Good, she was on the fence, but eventually after marriage, she kind of embraced the concept. But again, that's not going to happen now because they're about to get divorced unless through some strange event.
Jesus,
I don't know where going to work it at, but no.
Yeah, Jesus sprinkled some dust on it or something.
Yeah, that's how that marriage worked. But at least it was amicable. They're not on IG. They're not on social media trashing each other. Like I see a lot of these couples cussing each other out, disrespecting each other. At least they're going about it the right way. They're mature adults.
While we got the time too, I want to shout out this company, Just Rock. They out of Cali. They sent me hats. I got a shirt. Couple of different things. Shout out to Just Rock. If y'all want some nice apparel, it's definitely feel good on your back. Check out Just Rock. They on Instagram on all platforms. If you want to, you can Google them. They'll come right up too. It's called Just Rock. They out of California. Definitely a good clothing brand, and it's black owned. So go ahead and check that out.
Support your black owned businesses.
Let's get to the money. What we talking about? What's that Cash App about? Sapphire, talk to him.
Oh,
talk
yeah.
To the people.
Well, like I said, I'm feeling in the holiday spirit. So we're gonna have we're gonna give away, some Cash App money to a lucky viewer. But here's the thing, you gotta stay to the end of the show. That's when we, we ask a question. If you get that question right, then I will bless you with some money for the holidays.
All right.
So yeah.
So we're gonna get right into it. Our topic today is the do's and don'ts of dating.
Okay.
So we're gonna jump right into it. And what is your number one don't that a guy can't do on a date? What is your number one? And wait a minute. Before you do that, whoever's watching, our viewers, I appreciate you. Chime in if y'all wanna get in on the live. Request to join the live. We'll get you in, and I want to hear your story, your worst date, your best date. What did he do right? What she did right? All that. I want to hear it all. But Sapphire, tell me what is an absolute don't on a date.
Whew. Well,
absolute.
Let me see. Okay, one thing for me, when we're on a date, you better not be on your phone the whole time. That's a big thing. If we're on a date together, don't laugh. If we're on a date together, we're trying to get to know each other. I don't want to see you texting on your phone because then I'm gonna think otherwise. Oh, you got something else going on with what I need to be here for. So don't. It's actually rude. Me, if I'm going on a date, I put my phone in my purse out of respect. I put it away so I can focus on the person at hand, the person that's sitting in front of me while we're eating. So that's one of the things. Don't be on your phone texting. And then one thing I noticed, I observe if a person has their phone but it's face down.
Ooh.
When that screen is face down, that's a red
You know
flag.
what that means. You know what that means, right?
Oh yeah, I already know what that means.
So for the people out there who don't understand what that means, and this is free game right here. When a person put their phone down, they hide something. Like you could say what you want to say. Y'all used to be a player or something, but you don't just place your phone face down for no reason. You place your phone face down because if somebody calls, you don't want everybody to see who calling you or however that may be. So yeah, that's free game. I'm gonna give that one to y'all for free. But I'm gonna tell you like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I messed up a couple of dates doing that then because I definitely was the guy that I sit at the table and be doing this, and she'd be like, "Yo, why you on your phone?" And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Cause you know I run a business."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I run a business," and she's like, "Yeah, you do run a business. How is your business going?" And while I'm telling her how the business going, I'm steady texting somebody else. So
Yep.
I'll tell you like this. I think that's very, very sound advice. If you go out with anybody, female, male, anybody, and they sitting there on their phone half the time, they probably texting their ex or telling somebody like, "Yo, after this date, I'm coming to see you." So
Yep, exactly.
yeah,
I'm like, girl, let me tell you when I'm done. Let me tell you about this nigga right here.
yo, I'm telling you, cause that's how it be. So have you ever had like a date from hell, like something that you had to come home and you had to tell your girlfriend about?
Well, I've been thinking about this honestly, I never really experienced any bad dates. Now the relationship, yeah, that was a relationship from hell. But the dates itself, I haven't really had any OMG moments like, oh my God, I gotta tell you this. Like my dates for the most part have been pleasant. Like I said, the guys were there, they were attentive. I did notice, like I just said, a couple of them did have that phone face down, but I didn't say anything. I didn't question it. It was just, I just, made a mental note. Okay, he got his phone face down. I'm like, either he already got a girl, he talking to a million other women, or you know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna call him and he don't want me to know who it is. But honestly, I really haven't had any like bad dating stories or anything.
Okay.
Not really.
Hey,
Nothing offhand I could think of.
so have you had any good ones?
Let me see. The good ones I've had pretty much, usually have been dinner and a movie. Pretty much, we talk, we laugh, we joke, we get to know each other. Let me see. I think I've had, let me see, it's a couple of dates were spontaneous. It was like, hey, let's just hang out. I mean, the spontaneous dates are the best ones because when they're not planned, that's when you guys just, kind of go with it. And I actually have fun like that. I'll tell you one thing, it was different. I actually went on a coffee date one time.
A coffee date?
Yeah, coffee date, yep.
To drink coffee?
Yeah, with Nutella frappe. What are those crepes? Nutella and
I don't know, but I don't know if I'm asking a woman to a date on a coffee. I don't know if that's just immaturity. I don't know what it is. You can call me what you want, but like one be like, hey yo, listen. Well, first of all, some women don't like that when you call them yo. So is that a do and a don't? Like if a dude said, hey yo, mom, like how would you feel? Let's go there because you know what? I got a couple of questions, but let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
You are 30, blah, 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 whatever you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a dude is yoing you to death, yo, is that a turnoff?
Yes, it is. I'm not yo, I'm not shorty, I'm like yerp, I'm not none of that. You're gonna address me by my name.
So you would rather him ask you what's your name and then address you by your name?
Yes, I would prefer that. No, you're walking down the street and you be like, guys, like, yo, yeah. I'm like, I hate that. I hate the cat calling the yo, no. All
right, I got one more question because this was on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all don't know, if y'all don't follow me and her on Facebook, about 4 or 5 days ago, Sapphire posted a comment. Why do dudes always ask females for pictures when they start dating? And my response was, "What's wrong with that?" So I'm curious to know, what the hell is wrong with a dude asking a woman for a picture? Because if I ask you for a picture, that means that I think you're attractive and I want to look at your picture. So like, why is that a problem? I don't know if I'm just old school or I've been out the dating scene for so long. I don't know. You explain it to me, because that, to me, I was talking to one of my mans, and he was like, "What? Women don't like when dudes ask them to send pictures?" I was like, "Apparently not. Like, we must be way, out of the loop." So you explain that to me.
Okay, well, first of all, there's a few various reasons why we don't like that. Because it's like, one, you haven't, in my experience, you haven't even taken me on a date, you haven't courted me, and 9 times out of 10, when they want to see pictures, well, at least in my experience, it's not they want to see the booty shots, they want to see me tilt, like, stuff like that. I feel like when guys are asking for pictures, they just want one thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially, okay, good example. For example, you could be on a dating app, and they might request you to upload 5, 6 pictures. Now, you mean to tell me on that app or wherever we meet, you saw 6 different pictures of me? Why do you need to see another one when you've seen the pictures? And I think people are afraid of getting catfished. Catfishing is, it's at an all-time high. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't understand how you get catfished. There have to be some type of red flags that you pick up. Like, if you try to make arrangements to see the person, and if there's always an excuse, you can't pick up on that. Or what was it? I was watching some show. This girl, she was getting catfished, and the friends were like, "What's the excuse?" And she was like, "Oh, they feel like the distance between them will make each other miss them." And I'm like, "No, babe, you're getting catfished." Then when you ask yourself, now some guys feel like if they ask for a pic and a woman says no, they're getting catfished. No, it's like, let's build something first. What do you want to see? A picture of me first? Because the only thing you're going to do 9 times out of 10, and I know what some guys do, they'll take the pic
and show your boy.
But show the boy, like, yo, you mess with her, yo, you know about her, you slept with her, or they put in a group chat and be like, yo, like, I'm flattered you think I'm attractive, but
So, but my thing is that you women already go into this whole thing negative. Like, that's just a negative way of thinking. So why can't you think like, oh, he thinks I'm attractive and he wants to see me. Why does that have to be negative? I mean, I'm be honest with you, it probably is negative, but that don't make. Why do we have to go into it negative? Is my thought process, and I think that's part of you dealing with the same type of men. That's what goes back to that change your diet and dating. I'm telling y'all, when this book drop, I'm telling you, it's gonna be some jewels in this book. It's called The Relationship Workout. When this book drop, oh man, I got some jewels in this book. But why do we go into dating negative?
Because of past experiences. I know you can't treat every person the same because everybody's different. But honestly, in my experience, it's been past experiences. And it's not, and when you say dating, changing your diet, dating different men, my thing was, okay, maybe I've dated hood guys, I've dated not so hood guys, and I've gotten it from both type of guys. But more so from the hood ones, like when I'm like, yo, send a pic. Or matter of fact, let me tell you something about the dating etiquette. Guys, when you approach a female, I don't know what type of easy, thirsty females you come in contact with, but come over and chill is not a date. Yo, come over and chill. Like, I understand we're in a pandemic still. I understand people now the pandemic is more of an excuse for you not to want to court and take somebody out. But there are things you can do. For example, you shouldn't be letting people in your house like that anyway. You're not supposed to let strangers in your house. You ever heard of stranger danger? Well, yeah, we're gonna treat it like that. Like, first thing,
stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Like, you're a stranger. You don't come in my house, because if a guy that I met not even offers to ask me out or take me out or court me, but they be like, yo, let me come through. I'm like, no. He asked me to come to his house.
The first date? The first date?
The first date is not even.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The first date, but I'm saying that's part of it. So dating is just one thing. But if a guy tells me to come over his house, didn't even take my date, I'm like, unless you want me and the homies to come through with a U-Haul truck. You don't know me like that, and you're already asking me to come to your house. You don't know who I am. I could be scoping you out and then plotting to rob you. And see, a lot of people, not you. And I'm not sitting up here. I'm saying some people get so desperate of chasing you know what that they throw all sense of logic to the wind. So it's like, wow, I just met this chick online, or I don't know this chick, but I have her coming over to my house, and I don't know her. You gotta think about stuff like that. You gotta be careful.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I think that's a red flag as well. And I think a lot of dudes gonna be like, yo, why you hating? Or feel some type of way. But it's the God honest truth. If a dude wants you to come to his house and y'all never chilled, y'all don't even know each other from a can of paint, it's kind of weird, bro. Like it's like what are we about to do? Like it's like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, it's dark. After it get dark, I don't care if it's 6 o'clock. If it's dark, we got to rearrange something. We got to meet somewhere where it's public and there's lights outside because we're talking about your safety. And like you said, you could be trying to rob me. We talking about my safety as well. So with this whole dating thing, it's a lot that goes into it. Right? I think today it's way more than an hour topic for this dating thing because we talking about right now we're just talking about specific dates. But if we got into the whole dating thing, and we started from beginning to the end, we'll be here forever because starting from the beginning to the end, now we're starting about what is your intentions? You know what I'm saying? We don't have those conversations with these people when we meet them. We don't ask people how many times have you asked somebody for what's your status? What's your HIV status? What's your STI status? How many times have you asked a person what is your status?
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, nobody does. You know what? You know when you start to wonder about what a person's status is after you slept with them without a condom, and it's ass backwards. So again, what me and Sapphire are doing, we just trying to take this whole platform and just show people and try to educate and give back to our community because this is what we love to do. You know what I'm saying? So again, this whole dating topic it's way more than our little hour can give you. But we're gonna try to bring everything and put it all into a nice little ball and roll it out for you. And then again, I want y'all to call in and talk to me. I want to know your dating story. I want to know what happened and how it happened because I could definitely give you mine. And bro, mine is just part.
Before we started tonight, I was on IG and the first article, crazy enough, the first article that popped up, I don't know if you guys follow celebrity gossip blogs. I follow a lot of them. Hollywood Unlocked was one. First thing that popped up, a woman was found dead after going to a guy's house that she met on Bumble. And Bumble is a dating app. Went over to his house and she's dead. And this is what I want to say too. That's why they're going over to people's house. You really got to know these people. I'm sorry, you're not just coming to my house after just one day. You're not just, the first day is not going to be, I don't know you like that to be letting you in my personal space. My house is my castle, my kingdom. I just can't let anybody in it. That's why you hear about people burning sage. Well, I won't have to worry. I don't worry about that because I don't have everybody just running up in my house. Or you got to be friend or family. It's not just people just be having everybody 30, 20. I can't do that because one, not even just because it's just dangerous. So, my prayers and condolences goes out to that woman that was murdered. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
After meeting that guy. But that ties into what I just said about having strangers come to your house. You don't know what people's intentions are,
Snack Size. What up, Snack Size? I call her Snack Size. Hey, yo. So that'll bring me into my next question. Where do you go? What do you do? what is acceptable? What is if a guy tells you he wants to take you? What is it? What does a first date consist of?
Well, you know what? I know. See, this is where it gets tricky because
Do
again,
you wait? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Do you ride with him? Do you meet him there? Like these
oh,
are things. You understand what I'm saying? So
that's part of it.
if you all right, so all right, you in the mall, you Christmas
Mhm.
shopping.
Yeah.
You see a guy, he's attractive.
Hmm.
You give him your number. The next day he says, "I want to meet you. I want to meet you at this restaurant by the mall."
Hmm.
Do you drive to the mall, or do you allow him to pick you up? He says,
No.
I'll pick you up if you feel
Mm-mm.
comfortable.
No, I'll meet him at the mall. I will meet him at the mall. I've always been
Okay.
doing it. Like I don't, I meet him up. I'm like, oh, he think okay. The first, and I know that some guys that approach me like when they want to go on a date. First they do is, I can pick you up. I was like, no, I'll meet you at the mall. I'll meet you. Like for example, the coffee date dude. I just use it as an example. He was from New York, by the way, so it was no way he was coming to my house to pick me up. So so we met at the coffee shop. It was at a place downtown Montclair. Downtown
Okay.
Montclair got a lot of nice spots. So fellas, ladies, if you want to have a nice little date night, there's a few spots. Cuban Pete's, Just Jake's. There's a couple spots.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
yeah, I met him. I tell people, don't let nobody pick you up from your house. Meet them at the spot. Make sure it's in an open public place, not no dark alley. No, we're not just gonna sit in the car. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
of those is the best dates though. When you listening to music, sitting in the car talking, but
Hmm.
that has to come like after a couple of dates.
Yeah,
But those be
not
the
the first
best
one.
times,
Not the first one. I think the
not
first
the
one,
first one.
not the first one, because I think your first impression is a lasting impression. You know,
Absolutely.
and
Wait.
let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what
Okay.
happened. So, the
But
guy,
I need to come back to that. That first
okay.
impression is a lasting one. I'm gonna come back to that.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay, so what was I gonna say? So, long story short, this is another dating etiquette. He thought, I guess, after going on one date, mind you, he lived all the way in West Bubblefuck, New York. And next day, okay, he wanted me to. The next day consisted of me coming over, going to his house, and he said, "LOL, oh, you can bring a change of clothes to spend the night." I'm like, I'm not.
Oh,
We could go out. We could go
that
do
would have been
it.
it for me.
But here's the
That would
crazy
have
part.
been it for me.
This was like a last year around this time, and because New York City is different with their restrictions, there was no dining in. So where are we gonna? You want me to come out there, but where are we gonna sit and eat at? Now, if you want, we could order food and maybe sit in the car and sit somewhere. But again, I told him I was not coming to his house, and he told me to bring a change of clothes, spend the night. And I said we can go out, I'm not coming over. And then guess what? He ghosted me. I
Spend
never
the
heard
night
from him.
bag.
Yeah, spend the night bag. He wanted me to spend the night bag after one date. And I was like, no, I'm good. And I never heard from him again. And guess what? I never hit him up again. So,
Wow.
mhm.
That's special.
Yeah.
I stopped you because you said
First impression is the lasting impression.
yeah. So let me go into that because I specifically wrote a note down to tell you about a first impression that I have. See, I'm a different kind of dude. So I I don't really
You're right, Milan.
I don't really dig makeup. Like makeup for me is not like I like a woman just to wake up and just be like she just ready to go. So I think I think a lot of men don't like makeup. They just don't tell you because you ask a lot of women look better with it. So what I said was, when a man meets a woman and she's all dolled up and he has a certain expectation of her. Um, so he expects that expectation of her daily. Like you said, first impression is a lasting impression, right?
Yeah.
So when a man meets you, that's his first impression of you. He sees you and like you look your best. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? So like this is what this man is expecting. That's not what you can keep up as a
Yeah,
woman.
you
Like
can't.
it's very difficult to look like you about to go to the club every single day.
Yeah.
So when y'all women meet these men and they lose interest, they like y'all be like, oh well, he lost interest after we started having sex. Nah, man, he been lost interest. he just was invested. So he felt like he had to get something before he left to find somebody else. So I'm not saying that this is the mentality of all men, but I'm saying that I believe a lot of men will meet a woman and see all this glam and glitter, and he doesn't like it doesn't register in his mind that she's not going to look like this every single day. So then when he sees you on some regular shit, he's just not that impressed, and he's just you ever seen that movie? He's not that into you.
Yeah,
or she's not that into you.
Was that
However,
Jennifer Aniston?
I think it is.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw it, but
You heard about it. Yeah, and that's it. Like he's just his you can't hold his attention no more because you gave him everything in the beginning, and that's the same thing with dating. So like I said, this is not no hour show. It's like a series. But ladies, I'm gonna tell you like this from a man's perspective: you give a man too much too early, it's not gonna work out. And you have those exceptions because I'm still a dude that tells you if you have sex on the first date, it's not gonna work out. But you do have those exceptions because
yep, you're right because I've known people personally that slept with whoever they're with now on the first date, and maybe years later they're together. I met a guy I'm friends with. He said we went to a birthday party dinner and we were the first 2 days we were talking. He was like 3 weeks after meeting his girlfriend, they got married. So now they've been married for over 30 years after just meeting for 3 weeks. There's exceptions. That was just a rare one. I had a friend, they met in the club, and nearly a decade and some change later, they met in the club, and they say there's no love in the club. You can't find love in the club. Well, that's the rare exception. They found love in the club, and they're still married. They're still happily married years later, 17, 18 years later. So there are some exceptions, but the majority, I know in my experience, you can't sleep, and you're taught this as a little girl. Like, I was raised with my grandparents, so my grandmother always told me, your jewels are precious. You got to hide those jewels. You got to save it for the right one. You got to hide them. And now when you get older, you see it like your sex, that's precious. You can't just give that to everybody because not everybody's going to be invested in you. But here's what some guys will do, and even women too, but we're going to talk about the guys. They play the game. They act like they're invested. They put on a good show. They act like they're Mr. Wonderful. And then once they get what they get, they're gone. And now it's like, so how do you handle it? As opposed to somebody can have sex with the person the first night and get in a 20-year relationship. Somebody can make a guy wait 6 months for sex and they're gone.
Sapphire, but you know what that's all about? Your mentality.
Yeah.
So like if you're looking for love, if both of y'all are on the same wavelength and y'all vibing and y'all both looking for love, that's when them exceptions. That's when they hit, because some people are not looking for perfection. We got a lot of people out here looking for perfection. We got a lot of people that's like, all right, she dope, she an 8, but I'm gonna hit that, and then I'm gonna try to find a 10. So like dudes really be on it, and I'm sure women be on it like that too, because you got them IG models, and some of them not even IG models. Some of them swear they're IG models, but they looking for that. I forgot what Kevin Samuels called him, but they looking for that 6-figure guy, like that dude who make 150 plus, 200 plus. They want to live that lifestyle, and the reality of it is it's not enough. You said what?
I got a lot to say about Kevin Samuels, but continue.
The reality is it's not that many. First of all, what is it? The ratio to men to women? It's like 5 men to 1 woman. Or there's something crazy, right?
Yeah, that's some crazy numbers.
And then on top of that, the men that's making over 100 grand is very slim. And then, like I said, you talking about dating now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this dude is making so much money, he never gonna be home.
And you know what?
So
what you just said?
You better be prepared to be lonely. You won't have money, but you're gonna be lonely. Yeah. So ladies, y'all have to be careful of what y'all ask for. You gonna either want a dude that's making 70, 80 grand and he's coming home every day. He could play with the kids and he could sleep with you at night. Or you gonna want a dude making $300,000 that ain't never there and he fucking his secretary. I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but that's usually the case. At least I know about 2 people in my life that make about probably I don't want to count their coins, but I know they make a good amount of money where they don't have to worry about nothing. And I know they're not faithful. And if somebody know me, they can probably really narrow that, pick those people down. So I probably shouldn't have said that because I sound like I'm dry snitching. I feel bad right now, but not too many people know me and know them, so it don't really matter. But again, when you making that type of money, it's your life is just different, man. Like you trying to keep that type of money. You can have all that, bro. Just give me a nice regular life, a nice regular wife, and I just want to take my little 4 vacations a year and chill. All that extra shit, y'all can have it, bro. I'm good.
Here's the crazy part. Getting back to what you just said about a man making 6 figures, and what I've seen, those type of men are going after women that look like Kim Kardashian, Sweetie, them light-skinned, high yellow women, those privileged women. Those are the type
don't
of
do
women
that.
they're going on.
Them chocolate girls be hitting too, so don't do that.
They talk chocolate too. We be hitting, but what I've seen, based off what I have seen, what I've witnessed with my own 2 eyes, those type of men that quote unquote Kevin Samuels, talks about, they're going after those Kim Kardashian looking women, and where does that leave the rest of us? You know what I'm saying? Not all, but that's what I've observed.
It leaves you with a man. It leaves you with a man. It leaves you. Hey, I'm chocolate. Hey, girl, how you doing? It leaves you with a man who loves you. So look, check this out. I wrote this, and this gonna be in the book too. But I wrote this in 2014. In 2014, I wrote this, and tell me if this don't make sense. It's a little. You got to listen to it to understand it. But I'm gonna give you the gist of it at the end. It says on a weekday you got 24 hours in a day. You got 8 hours at work. You got 6 hours of sleep. You got 4 hours of personal time. Personal time includes like brushing your teeth, washing your ass, using the bathroom, driving to work, etc. Right? You got 2 hours with your kids. You got 2 hours with your spouse. That's 24 hours. All right. On the weekend, you get a little bit more sleep. You got 8 hours of sleep. You got 4 hours of personal time. That's like cleaning your car, cleaning your house. Then you have 3 hours with your kids and 3 hours with your spouse and 2 hours of miscellaneous time. It gets a little confusing, but if you was reading it, you will be able to see. That's 7 days a week. All right. So in a total week, you spend 16 hours with your kids. In that same week, you spend 16 hours with your spouse. That's 832 hours a year that you spend with your kids and your spouse, which equals out to 34 days a year. So that means that you spend 34 days a year with your spouse or with your boyfriend or with your kids. And that's if y'all on the same schedule. So when people tell me, oh yeah, well, I know her or I know him, how can you know somebody when you spend 34 days total a year with that person? You don't know that person.
365.
You out of 365, like you know what they show you. You don't know that person. So that's why when Kevin Samuels said, "Oh, it don't take a man 3 years to marry you," I don't agree with that. Ladies, like don't rush no man to marry you because get to know him first. You know what I'm saying? Like know who he is. Understand that every year that you know him, that's 34 days. Just chalk it up as 34 days. You don't know that man in 100 days. You just don't. You don't know him. And then, like I said, y'all can do the math if y'all want. But y'all will be, I guarantee you, if you sat down and you did the math of how much time you spend with your boyfriend or your husband or your wife, I guarantee you'll be amazed. You'll be like, oh my God. Like you'll feel bad because you really don't. You spend more time at work. You spend more time with your work husband than you spend with your real husband.
Yep.
Straight up. And that's crazy.
I work
And
12
that's
hours,
what I'm
and I'm
saying.
single right now. I'm not with anybody now, but I work 12-hour shifts, and it's crazy because, like you said, I'm with somebody 48 hours a week on a 4-day week. I'm 48 hours, but I'm barely with my husband like 2 days.
Exactly. You with them when you get home, you cooking, you cleaning, you doing this, you doing that, this, that, and the third. That's why kids ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, you know what? I just want to be booed up. And I'm not mad about that because it gives you more time for you and the person you want to be with. But I'm just like people, I'm telling you, again, I swear I'm not trying to, I ain't trying to toot it, but I'm telling you, when this book dropped, I got some jewels in there that's going to make you think about, damn, am I doing this the right way? Because it's coming from a male's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's coming out of this book, I got a couple of female like thoughts in there that I talked to a couple of women about, but most of it is coming from a male's perspective. And if y'all know me, y'all know that I'm kind of old school. So I was raised by my grandfather. I was raised by my grandmother. So I still got that old school mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like I still appreciate a dress that comes down to the knees. You know what I mean? Like that's just me. That I still believe in just because your dress come down to your knees, that don't mean that you're not sexy. Like sexy comes in your style, it comes in your vibe, it comes in, you know what I mean? Like what you bring out, how you talk, how you move. That's just me though. So, what I did want to say though, I wanted to give a don't to the fellas. And ladies, if this is you, I want you to, she said facts. Who was that? Oh,
That Jay Feisty.
So,
Pisces.
ladies, and fellas, if y'all listening, I really want y'all to tell me if y'all know a woman like this. Sapphire, you tell me, because I don't see no pictures in your background. Never date a woman who ain't got no pictures of family and friends on her walls. Never. She's a straight psycho. She's a savage. Never date a woman with no pictures on her walls. She's a savage and she'll break your heart. Never.
No, that's not
Dating
true.
101. I promise you.
No,
That means you don't got no pictures on your wall.
You ain't speaking about me.
You ain't got no pictures on your wall. Yo, you know what pictures tell me? And again, I swear to God, bro, it tells it for me. This is what it tells me.
I got pictures. They just not on my wall. Go ahead.
Where they at? Where they at though? I'm curious. Where they at?
I have photo albums. Pictures that I'm gonna blow up. That you talking to other females. You ain't talking about me.
Check this out. No, check this out. You could be the exception. How about that? You just be the exception.
Good.
But
yeah, that's
the females that I've met.
We're gonna roll with that.
The females that I've met that didn't have no pictures on their walls, they were straight savages. Meaning they did not, their heart was cold as hell. Like they will break your heart and just be like.
I got pictures on my wall. It's just the way the angle of the freaking phone is. I just pictures here, pictures there. I got pictures.
Okay, I'm just listen. I'm just making sure. Let me tell you why though, because I didn't tell you why. When you love somebody, what do?
You show them off.
You show them off. Pictures of your mother, pictures of your father, pictures of whoever, your loved ones. So if you ain't got no pictures on the wall,
word toxic widow. We feel attacked right now. I never heard that before.
Hey, see, but this is the type of stuff that, and that's why I'm telling you, when this book dropped, I'm telling you, it's going to be stuff that make you think about it. But and this is stuff that guys never tell females because they're not. It sounds crazy, but it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you don't got no pictures on the wall? Like, did you just move in? No, I've been here for 10 years.
See, I just don't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big. I put some pictures on the wall, but I never really was a wall picture type of person. Like, I put paintings here up and there, but any other thing, I put little frames on the hey sis. I put pictures here and there. I just don't put too much on my wall. That's just me. It has nothing to do with me. My character. That's just me.
All right, I got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Never date a woman that have more than one piece of soap in her soap dish.
What?
And you like see? you like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you?
So
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because if that woman got more than one piece of soap in her soap dish, that means she too lazy to throw that little ass piece of soap out, and she will drop wherever she take her pants off. You will be picking them shits up, player. I can guarantee you, you're gonna be picking up after that woman because she lazy. Never date a woman with 3 and 4. If she got like 5 pieces of little soap in her soap dish, bruh, just leave immediately. It's not worth it. I'm telling you, you will be cleaning up after that woman.
Really, women? So you mean to tell me? I'm getting led to believe you dated women that left dime-sized pieces of soap in the bathroom, and they had another full bar of soap, but because they had 2 pieces of soap, they're undateable. I feel like she doesn't want to hold on to that soap. That's magic soap.
Yo, let me tell you something. On some real shit. It's an underlining, like, yo, she was just too lazy to take that little ass piece of soap and just throw it in the garbage. I mean, yeah, if you got a loofah, you know what I'm saying? But she had this in her shower. So, like, I'm at Shorty house and I'm taking a shower and I'm like, why is there like 8 pieces of little soap in there? Like, I don't like that. Like, it just nah, man.
You're going over for 8 pieces.
It wasn't 8. It was like 4. But it was like 4 little ones. It was like 4 little ones and 1 big one. And I was just like, this is not cute. This is not attractive. It just made me think about, like, I don't know. I thought the soap stink, and soap can't even stink.
Yeah, so I'm just like, how does soap stink?
Yeah, bro, I was thinking the worst.
You had stinky soap?
Bro, no, it didn't stink, but I thought it stank. That's what I'm saying to you.
You got some distorted realities. Wow. So, multiple bars of soap. What else?
So, I got another one. Never date a woman that has Balenciaga everything, but her teeth crooked and her priorities fucked up, and she ain't got that. So my thing is this: if you outside and you dress to a T, but you ain't got no insurance, your teeth look crazy, like you ain't going to the doctor to get checked out, bruh, you can keep all that. I'm good. Like I'm at a stage in my life where I'm looking for some stability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not stable, like, I'll take medical insurance and a 10 years on your job before I take a fat ass and a pretty face. That's just me, because that pretty face ain't gonna do nothing for me. Now, if you got both, that's wonderful. But I need stability. If you ain't got stability, baby, just laying on your back can't do nothing for me. That's you doing something for little boys. Little boys want you to lay on your back.
Did you see this video that went viral about this? It was a black girl. It went viral. I don't know if you've seen it. She basically tells me I have nothing to offer a man but pussy. I don't know if you've seen that video. Yeah,
but that's crazy.
She said on Facebook Live, I have nothing to offer but pussy. Nothing.
Yeah.
And those women that's messing it up. They're messing it up for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's a little different. That's a little different. Yeah, I don't know. So, what's your do's or what's your don'ts?
Don'ts? Well, you know what? I'm gonna stick with the don'ts one because do's are more like common courtesy. I would say don'ts. So we covered the pics. We covered stinky bar soap and pictures and
that's gonna be one for the books. Stinky bar soap.
Stinky bar soap. What else? We cover, not requesting that a female come over to your house or you go to her house as a first date, because I really don't know you like that. But we're gonna have time to know each other through courtship. Another don't. Let me see. Don't.
Listen, wait a minute. We ain't got nobody that got no stories about nobody. I want to hear your worst date. Or matter of fact, I want to hear your best date. I want to know what a man did to, like, woo you. We ain't got nobody that want to tell no story, because I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear it because we getting down to the wire. And remember, we got that Cash App giveaway in a couple minutes. So we're gonna have a question, and whoever types it in the comments will Cash App you. Will Cash App you. So anybody got a story that they want to tell us on live? Because I definitely would love
Yeah.
to hear it.
Yeah.
How you feel about flowers, Tiff?
Oh, I love flowers. That's a
Is that a
good,
requirement?
it's not a requirement. It's like, it's recommended but not required. Like, I'm not gonna automatically disregard you if you don't bring me flowers. But I think flowers, they're always, like I said, like being raised, my grandmother, she had a garden and everything. I'm used to growing up being around shrubbery and trees and flowers, tulips, daisies, daffodils, roses, um, um, whatever type of flowers. So, hey,
Hi, sorry guys, I'm in the car. It's really
hey,
dark.
it's okay.
Hey,
We can see you.
All right, so my worst date. Okay, so I went on a date with this guy. He was an older guy. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go. My friend's like, just go, whatever. So I didn't really want to go, but I wound up going. So one mistake I made is I got
wait,
in his.
how old
Oh,
was he? Like how much? Like how old? Like 50?
he was in his 40s. Nah, he was in his 40s though. And I'm
Damn.
almost, he was in his 40s and I was 20. I don't know, 27, probably
Oh,
around
what
there.
you call a male cougar?
Wait, what?
Well, I said, what you call a male cougar?
It was him. But I don't know why I went. But anyway, I went on this date. So we had one going to this restaurant, had picked. So I had kind of like, was like, oh, I'm going to just meet you at your house and I'll follow behind you. Because I was like, we kind of ran in the same, like, we worked in the same building. So when I got to his house, he like, oh, I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready. Just lead the way. So he like, oh, I really want you to drive with me. So I was like, nah, I think I should drive my own car. He like, like drive with me. I want to talk and stuff on the way. All right, this is embarrassing, but I gotta order my kids food. So give me like
Red flag.
two seconds.
Wait, well, all right. So look, just mute your phone because I got something to say. So check this out, right? First of all, do ask to get her in the car. Now, look, I kind of get it, but not on the first date. But then again, she said that they worked together, so that means that they knew each other. So like that was their first date, but they knew each other. So does it really count, Sapphire? Like does that count as a first date though? Like if I
No,
know you, it don't count, right? Like I
no,
could be
that don't
regular.
count. That don't count. No.
That's not a first date.
People,
That's like
people getting
I
too
know you
comfortable.
already.
No,
People
well,
are getting too
technically, I
comfortable.
didn't work with him. Like, okay, so I was like, say I was like doing something in the building. He was in the same building as me, so I would see him, but let's say like we didn't work
Oh, you
together.
didn't see him every day.
Nah, I didn't see him every day. It
Oh,
wasn't like
okay.
my job. It was just like
Okay, so it's a first date.
regular. Yeah. So
Okay.
he was, eyeing me, asking me, whatever. So this is the first. This is why I should pay attention, though, honestly, before I do stuff. So anyway, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll get in his car. So I get in his car. Mind you, in my car, like I like the heat on hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be cold.
Me too.
So it was so hot in my car. I got in his car. I didn't even notice that it was cold. So anyway, we drive or whatever. So we get in the parkway, and this guy has his hazards on, right? So I'm just like looking around. I'm like, do you know your hazards on? So he's staring at me. So I'm like, sir, like your hazards are on. So he was like, I know. Like he's looking. He was like, oh, it's like a defensive driving mechanism.
What?
Blew my
What?
mind. Like, why are you gonna keep these shits on the whole way to the
Wow.
date? Like, oh my god, why I go? Anyway, like literally the whole way to the date, the guy had the things on, right? So we get out, whatever. We get in the restaurant, and it was kind of cold, so I'm walking in, and when he walk in, this guy, like, say if I'm 5'4", he like 5'5". I don't even know how I missed this. So I had like these little like teacher heels on. Like really, I wasn't even doing nothing. So I'm sitting next to him like, oh my god, like, cause like where I work, it's like level floor. So say like if I'm on the floor, like sometimes he'll be on a level floor. Anyway, that was like wow. So then we get in there, we're eating. So he like, oh, do you like so and so? So he was like, oh, do you like? It was like a seafood restaurant or whatever. So he's like, oh, do you like mussels? So I do, but like something in my mind told me to say, okay, number one, I'm greedy. So something in my mind told me to say no. I was like, no, I don't like mussels. He was like, oh, okay, because I thought that if you get, you know, like your entree and I get something that maybe we could share. I'm
What?
not a sharer. I don't want to share with you.
Oh, so he cheat too.
Wow.
It guys. Okay, one more time, mute. Sorry, this is the
I said he was. Oh, no. So Sapphire. What about that? If a dude asks you to share an entree or share an appetizer, is that a red flag?
Yeah, you about to be
that's
cheap.
a triple homicide red flag. Do not ask for my food. Yeah.
What if he said, "I just want to try yours"?
Nah, it's no such thing.
By your
No
own.
such thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe like wants to be like, you know, cool kicking it, my man. Like maybe I'm like, all right, but like first date vibes, eat your own plate. Like as a man, definitely eat your own plate. Can I have my receipt? Can I have my receipt, please?
Damn. So Sapphire, you feel the same way?
Yeah,
He got to get
no,
his own?
like we're not gonna go out to eat, and you're gonna eat off my food, and we're gonna share the same appetizer. That's post the question. It be guys that really like they have a 2 for $20 meal deal at Applebee's, and I'm like, you might as well do that then.
Okay, we should have did that. Okay, so then let me see. So then I realized on the date, like, okay, I'm just not enjoying myself. Like, you know, I'm so uncomfortable. Let me just, you know what I'm saying? I got a blast. I gotta go. So I text my friend and I'm like, yo, blow my phone up. Like, tell me that you
Oh
ain't
man,
asleep.
one of
Tell
those.
me, telling me like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta go. So my friend's calling me. I'm like, okay, well, you know, this was nice, but I kind of gotta get back to my car. I gotta go home or whatever. And he wasn't ready to go. Like he wasn't ready to go. So I asked him, the guy came up to the table like, oh, can you like wrap my food up or whatever? And the guy was like, okay. So he came back, and then the guy I was on a date was, he asked the waiter like, oh, can I have a cup of water? So I'm just looking. No, he was like, I'll take another drink. How about you? After I told him like 4 times I have to leave, so I was like, no, I don't want another drink. I'm ready to
Red
go. And I'm like,
flag.
I have to go home
Yeah.
to my to my family and my kids. So he looked at the waiter and he ordered his drink. Now I could Uber, sir. It's really not that serious.
Disrespect.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, you're not gonna make me stay with you or whatever. So I had wound up
Hold me hostage.
huh?
Hold you hostage.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. It was just
Yeah, that's crazy.
So my last question for you is, what happened? Like,
I
you
started
still
like, huh?
you still talk to this dude?
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Oh my god, I had to dodge this. Like, bro, I'm never like in the same building. You will not see me like no more. Like, I'm gonna make sure I miss you forever. What are you?
This is why that's why I don't mess with coworkers. Cause if things don't work out, you still gotta work with them. I'm like, and then you don't eat where you shit at.
Right,
You know?
but honestly, it's like I don't know. Listen, y'all, I really didn't work with this guy. Like, I just see him in the same building as me sometimes. Like,
Okay.
I didn't even know his name. Like, he just was like would ask me randomly, "Oh, how are you?"
He was cute.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so the waiter had kind of made his cup to go, which I respected because the waiter looked at.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you breaking up.
Sorry, he brought his drink back in a to-go cup or whatever. So we left, and you know, he like, okay, let's go. So we get in the car, and it's freezing. So like 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, can you like turn the heat on? This lover said, I forgot to put some antifreeze or whatever coolant in my car.
Oh.
Yo!
I said,
What?
excuse me, like it's no way, it's 30 degrees, like it's.
That's why he wanted to share the appetizer.
Damn, he trying to save for that what was he trying to save for the fluids?
Huh?
He was trying to save for the fluids.
Yeah, he was trying to save for the fluids. That's why he only wanted to order one appetizer.
So why you didn't let me drive my own car. You better let me be cold with you. Like, I would just let me drive myself and call me on the phone. Like, let's just talk on the phone. That's common sense. Like, be courteous. It's cold. I'm skinny. Like, I need heat. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I need heat. So yeah, oh my gosh, I jumped out that car so fast. I'm like, bro, at this point, I'm never going to the building again. Like, it's up. It's like, ugh. So yeah, that was kind of my worst date ever. And then it was crazy because like at the restaurant. I don't know why my phone don't work.
Because you probably got an iPhone. You got to get an Android, baby.
Wow.
Team Droid.
Android.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna get on that topic. We will.
You gotta get an Android. That's why. Hey, Sue. We gonna wrap this show up. Thank you for calling. Listen, if you listen up because we about to do the Cash App. So we deposited money in somebody's account.
Oh, okie dokie. Well, I'll keep hanging out. I've been here. I'll keep hanging.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
How do you hang up?
what's our Cash App question, Sapphire?
Okay, the Cash App question is, what famous celebrity couple is about to get divorced?
I didn't even hear you. You said what famous couple? What?
What famous celebrity couple is heading for divorce?
No,
DM me. The first person to DM me the answer is gonna get the money. So you have to DM me the answer on my IG page. DM me. Yep. Don't post it.
Look.
Nope. Don't post
She already
it.
posted it. She already posted it.
But that's not the answer.
Oh, it's not. It's
No,
the
that's not
other
the answer.
one.
But it has to be
It's the other
DM
one.
either myself or DM the relationship workout. You can't post it. Nope. Gotta DM me.
Nah. DM Sapphire, because if you DM Sapphire, I'm not gonna know who did it.
Oh, damn! I heard that like 20 years.
Yeah, I got that throwback. No, but see, it has to be one that we talked about.
Yeah.
He said Kanye and Kim. It has to be the one that we talked about in our current topics. I'm sorry. So in the beginning of the show, we got a thing called current events. And in our current events, we talked about two famous couples. One of them is headed for divorce. Which one is headed for divorce?
Yep.
Which one is headed for divorce? And you can always I DM'd you, Tiff. Somebody DM'd you.
All right, hold up.
So look, you can always DM us after the show. Oh, did she win? Did she get it?
Hold on, let me see. If I go back, is it gonna take me off live?
I don't know. So that's why whoever's first, we'll DM. We'll do that like that. So we're gonna wrap this show up. Next week, I really want y'all to tune in next week, because next week is it's a show that's going to be like dear to me. Next week is going to be a little serious. Next week we're going to be talking, like this week we talked about dating and what the do's and don'ts of dating, and we kind of touched on the subject of getting tested before you start dating. And next week we're going to just talk about awareness and like STDs, STIs, and just create an awareness around that topic, because a lot of us we don't know what's going on, and we think we know what's going on. Like you'll tell your kid, like, you know, I know a couple of dudes to tell their sons, yo, strap up so you don't catch nothing, but you don't know that you can still catch herpes if you got a condom. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't know that. Like you can still get herpes with the condom. Yes. So it's based on skin to skin contact. You can get mono from kissing. Like I don't know if crabs are still around, because I ain't hear somebody having crabs in a long time. But it's stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And people don't know that certain STIs and viral infections, they stay for life. Like syphilis, they stay for life. You know what I'm saying? Herpes stays for life. All that stuff stays for life. So next week, please tune in. We're gonna have a special guest on the show. They're gonna be talking about their experiences, and we just want to inform the people and just get y'all talking about something that's a little taboo. Like nobody really wants
Yeah,
to talk about that. Everybody
we
wants to
got
talk
to.
about, yeah, you cute and I'm cute. Let's have sex. But nobody wants to talk about, let me see your paperwork and you see my paperwork, and we just know that we both safe. So next week, tune in. If y'all didn't already, DM Sapphire, who was the celebrity couple we talked about that's headed for divorce. And we'll see y'all next week. Sapphire, you got any words?
Well,
Last
yeah, I
word?
just want to say, to piggyback what you just said, next Thursday is going to be, the last broadcast of the year of 2021. So again, we're going to be talking about, STDs, and we're going to have to get speaker because, we want everyone to go into the new year healthy. If you haven't gotten tested, please get tested. I know me personally, I go to my gyno every 6 months to a year. I get tested. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to know your status because the one thing about certain diseases that once you contract, you can't get rid of, like AIDS. I hope people do realize if you're HIV positive and you sleep with someone and pass it to them and you didn't tell them, you can get convicted for attempted murder. And that's like a 15-year, might be 15 years. So you can get convicted. It's serious. Like, get tested. Know your status. Don't just
Know
be
your
laying
status.
around with anybody. Because when you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. So I take that seriously. Get tested. Wear condoms. And I know eventually when you're in a relationship, the condoms come off eventually. But even then, you still gotta,
Still get tested.
because
Know your
partners
status.
still cheat. Her spouses cheat.
All right. That's, and
All
then you
right.
see, look, you got somebody co-signing with you, talking
Yep.
about some yup.
Yep.
Yo,
That's right,
stop
Captain
it.
Sunshine.
Stop it. So listen, we'll see y'all next week. Join us again. If you have any sponsors out there, please DM us. We'll run your ad throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we thank you. And again, thank you to Just Rock for setting me up nice, having me looking all handsome. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll see y'all next week.
All right. Happy holidays, everyone.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.